If you don't communicate science, it's like it never existed. And we've relied on old-fashioned ways to communicate, like coming physically to a conference, which is fine, and publishing in journals, which also has its purpose. But we have new tools that we can take advantage of to communicate things quickly and form communities and have movements and get your work across to others.
There are a lot of different types of social media, and they facilitate different types of interaction. So the way I use my blog is almost for things like mini papers. So these are usually written a little bit more informally. They're sometimes more like a presentation you might give about a paper. I use Twitter for very different purposes. I use Twitter to sort of keep the pulse of the field. I follow a lot of people who make posts or tweets about papers they're reading right now or research that they found is interesting. And I find that this is a great way to just keep people up to date on what I'm looking at and what I find interesting.
The good thing about blogs is the informality and the fact that you can get ideas that aren't fully formed out there and do so quickly because you have instant publication. There's no delays, and that's quite liberating to be able to just have an idea, write it up, and then put it out there on the web straight away.
Ultimately, what they're looking for in academic jobs and probably in industry and lab jobs is some kind of a thought leader, someone who can say, this is the direction that I think research is going, and people say, yeah, that seems like a really good direction and going that way. And I definitely think that social media plays a key role in that.
I think social media provides a good way for a junior researcher to make a presence in the online community, make their work known, and therefore grow their reputation quite quickly.
It's happened to me to make contact with somebody that perhaps I wouldn't have made contact with. Say I'm an engineer and I do simulations and I do computational fluid dynamics, if that means anything to you. But I've been having conversations with people, say biologists and people who are in other disciplines, and we find some things in common.
I would encourage virtually all people who do research to use forms of social media. I don't think of social media as different from what we've done before. What the big change is that it's not restricted to a particular time and place. It also allows for a lot of informal discussions that don't always have a place in academic journals.